Welcome back. This is the Bird's Eye View, and I am the War Duck, and I am here with the lovely Mr. Krow for once.
Hello, everybody.
I know you had to deal with just me, but now it's actually back to normal, and you can enjoy it again. All right. So, with that, once again, headlines and the woke culture abundance is out, and we found this one about, because, like, I don't know, a few years ago, there was a lot of these, it's always a cake maker, right? It's always a cake maker that gets sued and loses because they denied their service to some trans gay whatever the hell. Some alphabet wants a cake from them and they say, no, it's against my religious belief. And then they get sued and lose and their business shuts down and that's all. But finally...
Yeah, it's always some baker, though. You're right. You mentioned that.
We have come out victorious. California, of all places. Yeah,
of all places. That's the biggest thing.
California court rules in favor of Christian baker who refused to bake a cake for a lesbian wedding. Now, that headline
though is misleading.
Yeah, it is slightly misleading because, Cathy Miller is a unique artist, a cake artist, or whatever, right? Her custom cakes are very much sought after, and I think that's why these people went there. Now, she went there. She is very, very Christian, and she even says, people can do whatever they want. I don't hate anybody. I just feel that this was against my own personal religious belief, and I didn't want to use my God-given artistic ability to do something that God doesn't see is right. So she said, you can buy one of these pre-made cakes, or I can refer you to this other baker who might help you out. And they got upset. And then the thing that was weird about this was it wasn't the people that sued. It was,
really? It wasn't even the people?
No, it was some, okay.
Again.
The Department of Fair Housing and Employment brought the lawsuit against her when the people complained.
But why is the who would that be? The government? The city? The state?
Is it the
city or the state?
I don't know. It's the state, California Department of Fair Housing and Employment.
So it'd have to be the state. Why is the state suing or something? I don't know. I don't understand that.
Says Miller was subject to multiple lawsuits after she referred a lesbian couple to another baker when they requested a cake for their wedding because of Christian beliefs. She declined to design a custom cake for their ceremony, believing it would be a tantamount to tactic affirmation. Hell, I don't even know what the hell that means. But anyway, so the California Department of Fair Housing subsequently filed legal action against Miller's business under the whatever the hell that word is.
Civil Rights Act.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a civil right, yeah.
Expansive 1959 state law aimed at protecting consumers from discrimination by businesses on the basis of race, ethnicity, or religion. Okay. But that doesn't quite fit even in their thing because this is about sexual orientation, but because I guess her religious belief that they tagged it into the religious part. Anyway, it was a victory for this lady. And apparently
good for her.
And apparently that's part of what happens, right? Is these people complain and then the state sues them. And so they get all these lawsuits and people because the thing is this is what happened is companies like this get targeted because once somebody hears that they denied somebody and they're going to sue them, then 10 more people do the same thing purposely to go sue them. Now the state's going to bring a lawsuit, right? But that's so, and then what happens is they spend all this money fighting these lawsuits, and then they just go out of business.
It's so wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's the evil behind it. It's just wrong.
But see, this is California's tactic for everything, because they're trying to do the same thing with gun control, right? They're making it legal for anybody to sue gun manufacturers somehow, even though they're protected by federal law. But in California, that way they can have like 100 lawsuits by one incident, and then the company has to spend all this money fighting this stuff, and then eventually they just go bankrupt because they can't keep up.
Yeah.
So
it just.
But
I don't know what to think about California sometimes.
But with this victory, well, and that's the funny thing that this happened in California. But with this victory behind her now, like, she can use that as the catalyst going forward from frivolous lawsuits and re-sue the people that are suing her, because with that victory, that's precedence that she's in the right. And now if you sue this lady, she can turn around and sue you, counter-sue you.
You can counter-sue, yeah. That's although I think it's really great, that she has the ability and did have the ability to stand up for what she believes in, and said, no, I don't feel like this is right for me. Which I think is the right for anybody for any reason, any business.
And see, I remember growing up, it was like I had the, you go into business, no shoes, no shirt, no service, blah, right? I have the right to refuse anybody I want, right? For any fucking reason. And now all of a sudden you don't have the right to refuse everybody, because, okay, what if I identify as a shirtless wacko and I go into your store with no shirt on and you refuse me because I identify that way? Can I now sue under the LGBTQ alphabet and then the Department of Fair Housing and Employment?
I don't even know if it comes into play, but if a woman wants to come into the store like any other guy, shirtless, it's just, I don't know. Like, are you being discriminated now? Because that's been a movement that, what was that? The free the titty, like that's what. But I bring it up because
I think the term was nipple, but
it could have been free the nipple. Either way, it was show the titty. But yeah, it was. I just now they're like, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Well, and see, that's with this whole alphabet thing, that's kind of, because there's been the stories where the dude, gets in the hot tub, and just with his junk hanging out with a bunch of ladies at a ladies spa, with kids around. And, 4 or 5 years ago, that guy would have been immediately arrested. But now, like, it's like, oh, no, he thinks she's a woman, so now it's okay. Nah, bro, his junk's fucking laying out, and like, that ain't right, like,
yeah,
I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it is a crazy situation that we still continue to freak out over this 5% of the world, but
yeah, I think we're still trying to identify how to deal with that, but I think what this lady's gone through and her victory too, it goes far and beyond, showing that there's still some hope. Yeah. Because it's really crazy of just how unorganized and chaotic the world really is. Well, and I don't even want to say the world. It's really just the US.
It's really just the US, and it's this current administration. That's why Monday you go out and vote, and you go out and vote red. I'm at the point to where I don't even give a shit what the goddamn name is or who the fuck it is. I am just gonna be all right, it says fucking Republican. Okay, check. Because I just cannot deal with these wackadoo Democrats pushing all this stuff.
Oh, it's so weird.
And then
this is a whole nother topic too. But
I just recently saw in New York, a court ruled in New York that their Supreme Court, which isn't like their Supreme Court. It's like a the second court, the where you file appeals, like the appellate court. I don't know. I don't know. It's
Okay.
apparently the Supreme Court in New York is like the appellate court. It's not really like the Supreme Court or something. I don't know. Anyway, they ruled that the state had to reinstate everybody they fired that didn't get the poke,
Oh yeah.
and then give them back pay that they were unjustly
no
let
way.
go. Yep.
That is awesome. That's amazing.
So like I work for the federal government, and they mandated everybody had to have it.
Yeah.
And my off mate and I were like kind of freaking out, and I was like, I am dead set against getting this stuff that I don't feel that they had tested, and they don't know the ramifications, and not to mention I had it, so like I'm naturally immune, and they were like threatening to like fire people. And so like we both did religious exemptions, and luckily they were approved. But
Nice.
but I don't know. I like if they had come down, well, it's denied, so you either get it or don't. I really don't know what I would have done, because it's one of those things of stand up with what you believe in, or continue to take care of your family, right? Because at the time my wife wasn't working, it was just me, and so I'm sole earner. Like, what do you do? Like, that's
Yeah.
I am so glad I didn't have to run up against that whole dilemma thing, because that would have that'd have been something. That'd have really been something.
It's weird to see how the government has been changing. So
Yeah, and the hypocritical nature of it is really blows me away, because as during the vid and forcing everybody to get the poke, right? Nobody had a right. It wasn't your body, and then all of a sudden, then all of a sudden then all of a sudden the Supreme Court overrules Roe's Wade, and there's like, oh no, wait, my body, my choice. And it's like, well, go. Are you the government tells you what to do with your body, or do they not tell you what to do with your body? So where are we at here? They're like, at one side of their mouth, they're like, oh no, the government has the right to stick you with whatever they want. And then the other side, they're like, oh no, wait, you have the right to do whatever you want with your body. It's like, no. Pick a side.
It's all over the place.
It's just, that's the whole thing. It's so hypocritical, and it's so dictatorish, right? This whole, like,
Yes.
I know that they're, okay, never mind. This is about this California court.
This one's about the California.
Whoa. Back up.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is a whole other topic. It's crazy what I feel.
So we have a First Amendment victory, and that's something to celebrate.
That's huge. That's a huge win for all of us in America.
Because you should always have the right as freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and and that should never be infringed by the government, regardless of how wackadoo they are. So, a victory, and we just need more of these. And hopefully, after the November 8th, when everybody votes red, we will continue to get more and more victories and change the world back out of clown world that we're currently in, and get back on the straight and narrow.
I hope it's not back. It just needs to be fixed.
It's gonna be the most stupid. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen, because we already did a video about the red wave. This is already taken over. The red wave is here. It's gonna crush the blues, and what's gonna happen is, for the next 2 years, this senile president that we have will be a lame duck president. He will not get reelected. It'll be a Republican win for the presidency, and then it'll be the biggest knee-jerk reaction the other direction you have ever seen, and it'll just be it'll go from clown show to, I don't even know what the opposite of clown show is, but it'll just be it'll be just as bad. Don't get me wrong, it'll be just as bad. It'll be the whole opposite direction, and
I'm
it'll
thinking,
just be
okay,
mind blowing.
just because
dude.
it's out there, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the cockfight. It's gonna be the cockfight. You said the clown show, and I'm like, all right, let's go to the cockfight over here. And for those who don't know, it's the roosters. They're the rooster fight. And that's totally illegal too. But they're freaking awesome to watch. Not that I've ever seen one.
on movies.
Oh, I've only seen it in the movies.
All right, well, we better get out of here before we get ourselves in trouble. So,
Yep.
so much
Thanks,
love, all.
everyone.
Thanks.
We'll
We'll catch you in the
later.
next video.